Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella showed he gets it. Bill Gates never really did. Let's talk business models. Are they all about revenue? Or about power? Or about something more important? Absurdly driven usually looks at the world of business with a skeptical eye and a firmly rooted tongue-in-cheek. Why do you want to start a company? To get rich painfully but quickly? To dominate quickly and then for a long time? So much of business language is wrapped up in a vocabulary of war and sports that you'd think it's just you against the enemies and you have to emerge victorious while the enemy must be decimated. Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella has a slightly different approach. Since becoming Redmond's guiding light, Nadella has offered urbanity as opposed to Bill Gates's nakedly aggressive drive for absolute hegemony. That's the old Bill Gates, you understand. Nadella has turned Microsoft from a feared, often loathed company into one that seems to rise above most controversy and even to court a peculiarly humanized sanity. So when Fast Company asked him about tech companies and their responsibilities to the wider society, Nadella offered a message about business models to every leader of our times. He said, "It's not about, okay, let's first go make a lot of money." It isn't? Many might wonder that this is how it's been, especially in tech, for the last 20 years. It's an attitude that made Gates very rich. Yet Nadella believes every company should consider not merely itself and its coming greatness but how and why it operates in the wider world. His principle is this. As a first unit of scale, at the core of your business model, are you creating a surplus around you? No, not just a revenue surplus. A surplus of goods, the social good, the environmental good and the good of positive governance. Nadella explained. If Microsoft is doing well, that means we're creating productivity for that small business somewhere in the world. A multinational that's becoming more productive, employing more people, creating jobs. Public sector is becoming more efficient. Educational outcomes, health outcomes are getting better. It's surely true that every business, multinational or local, can contribute at least something to wider aims. Yet Nadella believes that some of his rivals simply don't care. He referred to what he called aggregator business models. Those espoused by companies that simply try to dominate the world's content without actually contributing anything to, what is it they keep on saying in Silicon Valley? Oh yes, making the world a better place. It's hard not to imagine that he has Facebook and perhaps a few of its contemporaries in mind when he says, "I would question the business models of these other companies." Oddly, Bill Gates was one of those who influenced Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Many questioned Microsoft's business model for the longest time. Perhaps it was merely a product of its times, but Gates seemed determined to force every business in the world to use his company's occasionally mediocre software. He didn't appear to give too many hoots about society at large. Even when his ad agency created a campaign that was emotional, aspirational and spoke to human potential, it didn't last very long.
Listen, this stuff that we make, it's powerful. It makes you powerful. Take it. Gather up your ideas. Listen, this stuff is run with this. Listen, this stuff, take it. This stuff, make trouble, makes you and good things. Gather up your ideas. Make some mistakes. It doesn't matter. Just do something amazing and good things will happen. To go today. It makes you powerful. This stuff that we make. Gather up your ideas. Run with them. Do something amazing. We're in your corner, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do. We're in your corner. Listen, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do. Listen.
It was remarkable, indeed, how Apple mocked him with cheery, human incisiveness in its quite wonderful Get a Mac campaign. Things have changed. Both for him and for Microsoft. While Gates has, since he left Microsoft, dedicated so much of his time and wealth to actually, really making the world a better place, or at least a safer one, Microsoft has significantly changed both its tone and its approach to business. It acknowledges others with far more respect. Of course, some could accuse Nadella of sanctimony. Yet once the world emerges from the coronavirus crisis, and it'll be a very different world, I suspect there'll be an even greater emphasis on the broader, more human good offered by companies. Especially the largest ones. Especially the largest ones in tech. Would Gates's Microsoft have given employees 12 weeks of paid parental leave because of today's crisis, as Nadella's just did? I wonder. Perhaps, these days, it's worth being prepared for an altered atmosphere with very different human values and not just grabbing for the largest number of bucks you can. Don't forget to leave a comment and let us know what you think. Hope you enjoyed and learned something new.